Welcome back, adventurers, to the Mooseman. In the last episode we entered the lower world, and I actually already recorded this next episode, or 17 minutes of it, about that. And during playing I found out that these artifacts here are sometimes pretty well hidden and that we missed a lot. So what I did is I went back to collect the rest that I missed, because if one spot is empty, we definitely missed it. And I only found the ones without the exclamation marks in the last episode. So I went back and searched for it, and I found that one on my own, because it was kind of hidden. But I couldn't for the life of me find the other ones. And so I did something that I normally don't do, but I wanted to show all the artifacts because they are actual artifacts. And hey, I'm an archaeologist. I have to show the artifacts. And so, yeah, they sometimes randomly fall out of the sky if you do something at a specific spot. And I would have never thought of like walking 3 times to the left and 4 times to the right or something like that. That is what you had to do for some of them. So yeah, I looked them up, and also those that I couldn't find in those 17 minutes I already played, but only to that spot. And I think from now on I'll record the episode. If I missed something, I go back after the episode with a save game, search for my own. If I can't find them, I look them up, grab them, and then I show them to you at the beginning of the next episode. Let's look at those that I found in between those episodes. The 7. An artistic reconstruction of a rectangular plaque. The original artifact has only 4 Mooseman statues left intact. The others are missing. 7th or 8th century. From Cherdin district, Perm Krai. The number 7 is sacred in many cultures, and it is closely related to the cycles of the lunar calendar. The 7 Moosemen represent the beliefs of the artifact's creators. And there they are. Men and Mooseman. An anthropomorphic figure surrounded by Moosemen standing on a reptile. An artifact from the 7th or 8th century from the Upper Kama Basin, Perm Krai. Most researchers of the Perm animal style believe that the creators of these artifacts are the ancestors of the modern Komi and Udmurt people of Perm Krai. Pendant base. The base of a horse-shaped pendant, 9th or 10th century, from the village of Carino, Gaini district in Perm Krai. Looks a bit like a horse, right? Ah, it is horse-shaped. Oh dang, and I read it. Men and Mooseman. A small plaque showing a full-length human figure with 2 Mooseman, 7th or 8th century, from the village of Sursiaki, Cherdin district, Perm Krai. Most of the artifacts were found in ancient sanctuaries that are called Kostisha, boneyards, because most discoveries from them are the bones of sacrificial offerings made to pagan gods and spirits. I think that we already found. I forgot to uncheck it. Winged Man. A winged man under a canopy of moose heads, an artifact from the 8th or 9th century from the village of Piantek, Cherdin district, Perm Krai. Various techniques were used to create these. The simplest ones were cut from metal sheets, while the most complex were made from wax. Very nice, very nice. And now we can continue here in the lower world. There's nothing on that side. There these ghosts. Those are awesome. Or, I mean, maybe they are spirits from animals and, I don't know, ghostly figures? Yeah, and then this wall is closed off, but if we switch to the other world, there is a pressure plate that opens it. so far there is nothing else though. This is so beautiful with the wall paintings. So we have, I think, a bear here. Then some, people. Then on that painting it looks as if people would cross water on boats. And then some hunters that have been hunting, I don't know, a bear maybe? And more hunters, but if we turn on our mask, then the bear is crossing the water. And there's a tree and Mooseman and a bear meeting the people, but then the people kill the bear. Under the moose head sky dome, I was born of the shaman Pevsin. Like an eternal birch tree, I grew my mighty car. And as the son of Osha the bear, I died in a fierce fight. You have chosen the dark path to Shundi, which few can bear. Your death places the world in danger. Without Shundi, all will perish. I will watch more than once as you hold the path to the world of the dead. Here I await the awakening that was long ago foretold. So, this is the burial of the bear. But again, the path is blocked on that side. And again, we have pressure plates, but they have symbols on them, so we cannot simply step on them. We have to step on them in the proper order. And the order is that of the story that is told and in the background. So first we have the Mooseman. Then we have the tree. And then the bear. I think I'm too slow, maybe. There we go. It worked the first time when I played it. Kudim-Osh is the son of one-eyed shaman Pevsin and a bear. He became a tribal leader, but not everyone took to him. Those that wished him ill plotted together and sent him to the Vogel swamps, where there lived a cursed bride with the head of a monster. All who proposed to her and got scared of her visage were executed by her father. But the monster bride fell in love with Kudim-Osh and showed him her true face, and it was beautiful. He took her for his bride and returned with her to his, where he founded the car, which was named in his honor, Kudim Kar. Later, disguised as the traders, their enemies stole into the car and attacked. Kudim-Osh fought them bravely, but perished in the battle. He was buried under a mountain, where he waits to be awakened when our tribe is in great danger. Kudim-Osh will rise again. And I think that is what is told here on the back of the cave wall. And now we have one of these very, very weird ones. The artifacts, where we have to do a little dance. So we put our mask on and stand underneath the Mooseman, and then we do left, right, left, right, left, left, left. And then it falls from the sky. The bear. A slightly damaged plaque showing a bear's head in a sacrificial pose, 4th or 5th century, from the Kin Basin, Lisva district in Perm Krai. Now we can cross the bridge. And here's the next one. I think we just stand on the bridge and turn. It said. Doesn't work. Ah, there we go. Dang. Family. A late specimen depicting a family. A child and their parents, 10th to 12th century, found during A.A. Spittison's archaeological expedition of 1894 from the village of Mogilnikovo, Cherdyn district in Perm Krai. So most probably the parents and the child? And the story continues. The lower world. When Yen was born, the lower world emerged in the dark depth of the endless ocean to give the damned a place to dwell. There are several paths to this ancient place, where the dead and forgotten spirits live and wait their time. It is there, in the depth of the underworld, that the burning flame of Shandi can be found. And that is exactly what we are searching for, right? And there we approached the next artifact, where these crystals are. So we stand in front of the one that plays the little music, but without the hat. What's that? Next one is that. That one. And it comes down. That's different. Pommel. A possible depiction of a dagger. The only thing that has been preserved to our time is the deer-shaped pommel. The deer's horns are missing. This artifact was most likely imported to ancient Perm, 7th or 8th century, from the village of Gubdor, Krasnovichsk district, Perm Krai. Oh, that's the head. The deer-shaped head. Genesis. Through the endless ocean and under the low sky, the duck once swam. The duck laid an egg that hatched into Yen, a moose, the first spirit, the first god, the father of mankind. Yen saw himself in the reflection of the ocean, and from those two moose heads emerged the sky, the upper world where gods and souls dwell. The shell of the egg from which Yen was born became the earth, the middle world. In the murky depths of the ocean, the lower world emerged so that there would be a place for the damned to dwell. The smaller parts of the shell gave birth to many ancient spirits. The great six-legged moose Vorsa, the master of the forest, Vakul, the master of the river, Kars, the bird of prey, and uncountable lesser spirits that we call Judd. Oh, and there is a Judd, I guess. Now, this next artifact I found by myself, because we can see it when we cross the bridge. Mooseman. A winged Mooseman symbolizes the upper world. He is surrounded by a cord-like design that represents his journey along the rivers of the universe. Chthonian creatures scatter as he walks. An artifact from the 7th or 8th century from the Octa River basin. Call me. Oh, these are the Chthonian creatures, I guess. And there's the Mooseman head. Cool. Daughter of Man. Once upon a time, Yen went in search of a wife. He came to a duat where an old couple lived with their 3 daughters. Yen threw down his skin and told the daughters to take care of it. The eldest and middle daughters could not resist eating a little fat from the moose's skin. Only the youngest took proper care of it. Yen chose the youngest daughter as his wife. Yen and the daughter of man gave birth to the 7 sons that we call the Mooseman. Half men and half god, they learned many things from their father and mother and understood the path of all the spirits and all the misfortunes of men. Ooh, they ate from his skin? That's a bit, I don't know. Okay, this one is also pretty funny, but I found it by myself. I'm happy about that. The hidden ones I all did find, but not the ones that fall from the sky. So, I have to get the worm. Come here, because there is another pressure plate, and of course it unlocks something, but it has to be pressured. So the worm needs to step on it. Then we can fall down. And this column opened, and behind it is the next artifact. Idol. A plague displaying a shaman idol at its center. It is surrounded by the flowing rivers of the universe, with a reptile underfoot and a canopy of moose heads above. 9th to 11th century from the village of Kochevo, Perm Krai. Oh, these are the rivers of the universe, I guess. Now we need the worm on the other side, or the chud. And then we can climb up there. And if we don't continue, or we continue to unlock that, of course. Separation. Time passed, and Yen could not live with the daughter of man. The foul smell of the living banished him from the hut and veiled his eyes. He left his wife and took his sons for a long hunt. The daughter of man sat and long gazed after them. And now we can first look up here, because there is, of course, another artifact. Bear heads. A bronze plate depicting 6 bear heads. 3 heads are placed horizontally and 3 vertically. All the heads are in a sacrificial pose. It is possible that bear heads were placed this way in the sanctuaries. 6th or 7th century from the Upper Kama basin in Perm Krai. Bears were often depicted in a sacrificial pose, with their heads on their paws. Even to this day, some tribes celebrate the bear feast, during which they worship bears. It may be that they were arranged just like this at holy sites. Oh, we already found another bear head here. So these are sacrificial bear heads. Whoa. There's a little painting of a stickman down there underneath my feet. That's pretty funny. And yeah, here we have to fall down. And there is the next artifact.
Mun iskad jen великой, mun isinh dën shërët miras. Истариклën përishинькët, vëllisa ku i manëvjes. Çapkis jen pashkëm vërmëslish, otër dën muf të leqis. Medu qët nëllës, vëlli burshëk, si e jenë shëras boshtis. I morçelaj vëllisa, i vërmëslën. Dërolisa jenin ka dashijim kaga e znëllën.
And we fell pretty hard. And this is how long I played. And because I found all the 3 hidden ones, I was thinking, man, I must have missed a lot of artifacts. And there's one more behind that pile, and that was the last that I picked up. Let's look at it. And that one. Mooseman. In this artifact, the craftsman appears to have tried to depict a mooseman jumping or flying. His wings are wide open, and he holds solar symbols. The upper right corner is missing, 6th to 8th century, from the Ukhta basin in Komi. Oh, these are maybe the solar symbols? It looks a bit like a tree. But yeah, it's a flying mooseman, obviously. Frog. An artifact depicting a frog. The artifact is linked to myths of the lower world because a frog traverses both the lower and middle worlds. 7th or 8th century, from the village of Visim, Dobryansky district, Perm Krai. Ooh, what is that? What? That's awesome. I didn't do that before. Okay. Pretty cool. Yeah, and that is, as I said, as far as I played. And I think I will end the episode here. And from now on, we just play along. And I find what I find. And what I don't find, I will fetch in between episodes. Thank you so much for watching this one. Have a wonderful and adventurous day. And goodbye.